Okay, so good day everyone. So our topic is very interesting, no? Understanding learners and learning diversity. So understanding learners and learning diversity begins with recognizing that no two learners are exactly the same, no? Each learners enter the classroom with unique backgrounds, abilities, interests, motivation, and prior experiences that shape how learner occurs, and these individuals' differences influence how learners process information, respond to instruction, and demonstrate understanding. A learner-centered classroom acknowledges this diversity as a strength rather than a challenge. Teachers who understand learners deeply are better prepared to design meaningful and responsive instruction. And this perspective encourages respect for individuality and fairness and learning opportunities. Teaching becomes more intentional and empathetic. Learning environments become spaces differences are valued. And to give us more details about the topic, let us welcome our presenter. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good day, everyone. Mapagpalang araw po. As future teachers, it's important to remember that every student is unique. Some learn quickly, while others may need more time to support, and that's completely normal. Today, we'll explore learning characteristic and learning diversity so we can understand how to teach in ways that help every student succeed to feel valued. Learning this will help us become teachers who create classroom where everyone can learn and grow confidently. Okay. Learning objectives explain learner characteristic and how they influence the learning process, identify individual differences among learners, including abilities, learning styles, and intelligences. Recognize the role of culture and motivation and learning pace in learner diversity. Explain inclusive and differentiated instruction and their importance in addressing learner diversity, and apply appropriate teaching strategies to support learners and diverse needs. Okay, let us first talk about learning characteristics. Learner characteristics are the traits or qualities that make learner unique and influence how they learn. It's basically about who the learners and how they approach learning. And there are several important learner characteristics. Number one, cognitive abilities. This refers to learners' mental skills, how they think, reason, remember, and solve problems. It affects how fast or easily a student can understand new ideas and apply what they learned. Example, Maria quickly understands a new math formula and can solve problems on her own. Juan, on the other hand, needs more examples and practice before he fully grasps the same concept. So, cognitive abilities is a learner's think differently, and teaching should match their abilities. Second, a prior knowledge and experiences. This refers to what a learner already knows or has experienced in the past. It affects how they understand and connect with new information. Learners can grasp new lesson faster if they can relate from something familiar. For example, a student who has planted a garden can easily understand the science lesson about plants, soil, and growth about their already seen in it real life. Another student who hasn't had experience might need extra explanation or visual example to understand same lesson. So the teacher should connect a new lesson to student past experiences. Another characteristic, learner characteristic, is motivation and interest. This refers to how eager, curious, or interested a learner in the topic. Learners who are motivated and interested tend to pay more attention, participate, and actively and retain information better. Example, a student who loves history will actively participate in history lessons, ask questions, and remember events more easily. A student who has interested may find it hard to focus, participate less, and forget information. Lessons become more effective when they connect to students' interest. Next, emotional and social traits. Repairs to a learner's confidence, self-esteem, and how comfortable they are interacting with others. These traits affect participation, collaboration, overall engagement, and learning. Example, a confident student may raise their hand and answer questions in class without hesitation. A shy or anxious students may hesitate to participate even they know the answer. So, a supportive classroom helps students feel safe and confident to participate. Next is learning preferences. This refers to how a learner likes to learn. Different learners have different ways of understanding and retaining information. Recognizing these preferences help teachers plan activities that match its learning styles. Example, some learners prepare reading and taking notes, that is, visual learners. Some learn best by doing hand-on activities or experiments, that is, kinetics learners. And others understand better through discussion or group work, that is, auditor or interpersonal learners. Now, now let us move on to individual differences. Now, individual differences are the unique variation among learners in terms of abilities, personality, interests, learning styles, and background. In other words, no two learners are exactly alike, and thus differences affect how they learn. And there are types of individual differences. Number one, intellectual abilities. This refers to differences in learners' thinking, reasoning, understanding, and problem-solving skills. Each learner has a unique level of intellectual ability which affect how quickly and effectively they grasp new concept. Example, some students can solve a math problems quickly and accurately without help. So the teacher should provide a support or challenges based on student abilities. Another is learning style. This refers to way learners prepare to receive, process, and understand information. Recognizing learning styles helps teachers present lessons in ways that match how students learn best. Examples, visual learners prepare a charts, diagram, pictures, or videos. Auditory learners learn best by listening to explanation, discussion, or lectures. Kinesthetic learners learn by doing hands-on activities and experiment or moving around. Another type of individual differences is multiple intelligences. Individual differences is multiple intelligences. This concept proposed by Howard Gardner suggested that intelligence is not just one single ability like IQ, but come in many different forms. Learners have strength and different types of intelligence. So, learners have different strengths, such as example of multiple intelligence. Number 1, linguistic intelligence. Good with words, reading, and writing. For example of linguistic intelligence, a student who enjoys writing stories or debating. Another, logical mathematical intelligence, is good at reasoning, numbers, and problem solving. For example, a student who excel in math and puzzles or experiment, they are called a local or mathematical intelligence. Another, musical intelligence. When we say learner have a musical intelligence, is sensitive to sounds, rhythm, and musics. Example, a student can play instruments or recognize musical pattern easily. Number 4, bodily kinetic intelligence, learn best through movement and hands-on activities. Example, a student who excel in sports, dance, or building a models. Another is interpersonal intelligence. When we say interpersonal intelligence, it understands and works well with others. Example, a student who is good at teamwork and helping classmates, while the interpersonal intelligence is a self-aware, reflective, and understand one's own emotions. Example, a student who set personal goals and evaluate their own progress. And lastly, the naturalistic intelligence learns best from nature and the environment. Example, a student who enjoy gardening, observing animals, and exploring ecosystem. So the teacher should recognize the multiple intelligence and design engaging activities. Another types of individual differences. Cultural, social, and linguistic differences. These refer to ways a learner differ because of their culture, family background, community language, and social norms. Such differences influence how learners think, behave, communicate, and learn. Example, a student from rural area may know more about farming and nature, while a student from the city may know more about technology and modern life. Another, motivation and interest. This refers to the differences in what drives learners to learn or what topics they find enjoyable and engaging. Motivation influences how actively a learner participates, how much effort they put in, and how well they retain information. So motivation interest is the teacher should connect lessons to what learners enjoy. For example, a student who loves science will actively participate in experiments, ask questions, and remember scientific concept better. And last, the pace of learning. This refers to the speed of what learners understand, process, and apply new information. Learner has their own pace, and it's normal for some to learn faster, while others need more time and practice. So the teacher should adjust pacing and provide an extra support when needed. For example, Maria quickly understands a new math concept and can solve problems immediately. Next one topic is an inclusive instruction. When we say inclusive instruction, inclusive instruction ensures that all learners, regardless of their abilities, backgrounds, or differences, can participate fully and succeed in learning. It creates a classroom environment that welcome diversity and removes barriers learning. So when we say inclusive instruction, it focuses on belonging and access for all learners. Key features: adapt teaching to meet the needs of learners with disability or special needs. Respect cultural, linguistic, and social diversity. Promotes equal opportunities for participation. Example, providing materials in large print or audio for student and visual difficulties. Using culturally relevant examples so all learners can relate. So, pag sinabi daw pong inclusive instruction is yung instruction na, isang instruction na para sa lahat or isahan ng instruction. Next, differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction involves adapting teachers' method, materials, and activities to meet the diverse needs, abilities, and interests of learners. It recognizes that learners are not all the same. Key strategy, content, provide materials that different difficulty levels. Process, use varied teaching methods, group work, hands-on activities, reading, and discussion. Product, allow students to demonstrate learning in different ways, or project presentation and test. Learning environment, adjust seating, pace, or technology to support learners. Example, in science class, one student create a diagram to show understanding, another writes a report, and another does a hands-on experiment. So, as aspiring teachers, understanding learning diversity help us teach in empathy, fairness, and effectiveness. Thank you, and let's conclude my report.
Okay, thank you so much, presenter. No, understanding learners and learning diversity reinforces the idea that effective teaching begins with a deep awareness of who the learners are. No, so learners deeper in abilities, no? Interest, motivation, experience, and readiness to learn. No? These differences influence how they engage with lesson and respond to instruction. So a learner-centered classroom acknowledges this variation as normal and valuable. No? Teaching that ignores diversity often leads to disengagement and inequity, no? So recognizing diversity allows teachers to design instruction that is responsive and fair. Learning becomes more meaningful when students feel understood, and this perspective support equity and quality in education. So learners' characteristics play a crucial role in shaping learning outcomes. Factors such as age, developmental stage, prior knowledge, motivation, and emotional state affect how learners process information. And some learners require more structure while others thrive with independence. So differences in learning, pace, and attention also influence classroom performance. Teachers who understand these characteristics can anticipate learners' needs. So instruction becomes more supportive and targeted. Learners receive guidance that matches their readiness. Now, this awareness promotes academic growth and confidence. Individual differences remind educators that learners progress at different rates and in different ways. Uniform teaching approaches often fail to address these differences, and some learners grasp concept quickly while others need repetition and practice. No, that's why it is important for us to have an assessment, no, for us to know if we need to have a repetition and practice. Emotional and psychological factors also influence learning behaviors. Teachers must respond with patience and flexibility. Adjusting instruction helps prevent learners from being left behind. Equity in education depends on recognizing these differences. Learning becomes more inclusive and humane. Learning styles emphasizes that learners prepare different ways of receiving and processing information. Some learners respond well to visual materials, while others learn best through listening or doing. Varied instructional methods help reach a wider range of learners. No? When teaching strategies align with learners' preferences, engagement increases. No? Learners become more active and confident. Teachers avoid relying on a single method, and learning experiences become a richer and more dynamic. Instruction becomes accessible to more learners. Multiple intelligences further explain diversity in learners' strengths. No? Learners may excel in language, logic, music, movement, interpersonal skills, or self-reflection. Traditional instruction often favors limited types of intelligence, and recognizing multiple intelligences allows teachers to broaden learning opportunities. Learners can demonstrate understanding in varied ways, and this approach values different talents equally. Confidence and motivation improve, learning becomes more holistic. Cultural diversity strongly shape how learners view learning and authority. Beliefs, traditions, and values influence classroom behaviors and expectation. And our learners from different cultures may interpret to you, to you. Interpret instruction differently. No? Teachers who understand cultural context reduce misunderstanding and bias. Respectful teaching practices promotes inclusion and trust. Lesson becomes more relevant when connected to learners' culture. Classroom become culturally responsive spaces. Learning become respectful and meaningful. Social diversity affects access to learning, course resources, and support systems. Family background, community environment, and peer relationship influence learner behavior and performance. So sabi nga nila kung ano ang ginagawa ng kaibigan mo, kadalasan yun din ang ginagawa mo. Okay? Kung palabarkada ka sa palaaral, palaaral ka rin. Pero kung palabarkada ka sa palakwatsa, palakwatsa ka rin. Okay? So some learners receive strong academic support at home while others rely mainly on school. Di ba? Let's say, kung ang estudyante ninyo, may trabaho siya sa bahay, hindi na siya makakapag-aral. Mag-aaral na siya kapag nasa school na siya. So, teacher must consider these realities when setting expectation. Fair instruction accounts for varied social context. Support system are built into classroom practice. Learning opportunities become more equitable. Student feel supported and rather than judged. No? Linguistic diversity adds complexity to the learning process. Ano po? Learners may speak differently languages at home and in school. Diba? Language barriers can affect comprehension and participation. That's why, since you are an incoming teacher, okay, then of course, again, the language barriers can affect comprehension and participation. we as teachers must use clear communication and supportive strategies. But again, you as teachers need to understand in English and Tagalog language at the same time. So visual aids and peer support enhance understanding. Respect for learners, home languages builds confidence. Now, language diversity is treated as an asset rather than a problem because learning becomes more inclusive. Inclusive instruction. No? It focuses on ensuring access to learning for all students. So it addresses barriers related to ability, background, or learning needs. That's why in groupings, we see to it that there are somebody who are good, let's say, in designing, on art, on music. There's somebody who are good in communication, no? Especially, let's say, in thesis, and capstone projects. We need to accept the fact that we have an equal, no? Equal members, no? When it comes to their ability, to their background, and their learning needs, no? Inclusive classroom promote participation without segregation because teachers design activities that accommodate varied needs. No support is provided with a regular learning environment and learners feel accepted and valued. Inclusion strengthens classroom community. Learning becomes a shared experience. Inclusive education promotes dignity and respect among learners. Differences are normalized rather than highlighted as weaknesses. No, teacher foster empathy and cooperation. Learners learn to appreciate diversity through interaction. So our classroom norms emphasize respect and understanding. Social relationship improves alongside academic learning. Inclusion benefits all learners, not only those with special needs. Education becomes more humane. Differentiated instruction builds on inclusive principles by adjusting teaching methods. You as teachers, no, incoming teachers, vary content, you may vary process, and you may vary assessment based on learners' needs. Differentiation ensures that uh, differentiation ensures appropriate challenge for all learners. Struggling learners receive support dapat hindi yung kapag ay ang ano naman ito, ang 80-80 naman ito, hindi gana. So what you're going to do is to support, no? While advanced learner are enriched. So for the advanced learner, we need to give additional tasks, a more complicated or more challenging activities, no? So choice becomes part of learning. No? Learners engage at their own level. Achievement improves across the classroom. Teaching becomes more responsive. Especially you are enrolled, you are incoming teachers in the prep or kinder, no? So you need to provide different activities for different people or different students, no? So achievement improves across the classroom. Teaching becomes more responsive, no? Differentiation requires careful planning and reflection. So teacher assess learners' readiness and interest. So instructional strategies are selected intentionally dapat, no? And flexibility becomes a key teaching skills. Assessment methods reflect diverse ways of learning. Feedback support growth rather than comparison. Teaching adapts to learner progress. Learning becomes personalized and reflective. So that's why, let's say kung kinder and preparatory, you could able to give, let's say, an activity same related to your topics, no? Instead of just giving multiple choice or true or false, you could able to look for another activity, an active activity, no, to your students. So understanding diversity also influence assessment practices. Traditional tests may not capture all from forms of learning. Alternative assessment provide broader evidence of understanding. Performance tasks, no, and projects reflect real-world application. Learner must demonstrate strengths in different ways. Assessment becomes part of learning rather than a final judgment. Ano po? Hindi yung ay bagsak ngayon, bagsak ka na, hindi ganoon. It's just only a part of learning, no? Feedback encourage reflection, evaluation, support improvement. So learning diversity shapes classroom management and improvement. Respect, patience, and empathy guide interaction. No? You as teachers establish norms that value experiences. Learner feel safe expressing themselves. No? Mistakes are treated as learning opportunities. Hindi yung pag nagkamali or na-zero yung bata, ipapamukha natin na zero ka, mahina ka, 80-80 ka. No, hindi ganon. So behavior management focus on understanding rather than control. Learning environments become positive and inclusive. Because kapag ganong situation, you as teacher, as a facilitator, need to think what are the possible ways for you to help these students na naka-zero sa exams. rather than ididiin mo pa, no? Hindi ganon ang teacher, okay? Because teachers play a critical role in responding to learning diversity. Awareness and reflection guides instructional decisions. Professional judgment is essential in adapting strategies, and teachers become designers of inclusive experiences. Again, continuous learning improves teaching practices. Collaboration with colleagues enhances support. Teaching become purposeful and reflective. Learners benefit from thoughtful instruction. Okay? Learners also grow through exposure to diversity. Kaya may mga tour, di ba? Ini-expose natin ang mga bata, no? So they develop empathy and social awareness, no? Collaboration with diverse peers, build communication skills. Learners gain confidence in expressing their identities. Differences becomes sources of learning. Social understanding deepens alongside academic growth. Education prepares learners to diverse societies. Learning extends beyond content. So, understanding learners and learning diversity strengthen learner-centered education. It emphasizes fairness, respect, and responsiveness. Teaching becomes aligned with real learning needs. Ano po dapat? Hindi salungat sa kung ano ang kailangan ng bata. Classroom reflect inclusivity and equity. Learners feel valued and motivated. Academic and personal growth are supported. Diversity enriches the learning experiences. Education becomes more meaningful and effective. Okay? So kapag may student na medyo below, so what we're going to do is to help him or her na mag-improve, hindi yung ibabagsak pa natin or ididiin pa natin sila na mahina ka. Hindi ganun ang teacher. Very challenging yung kinuha yung course kasi ang i-handle nyo, mga bata. Eh ako, hindi ako ganun katyaga sa bata. Pag makulit, palo agad. Pero kayo sububo kayo na yan ang gusto ninyo. And take note, ang mga lalaki, iba ang attitude sa classroom niyan. Ang babae, iba ang attitude sa classroom niyan. Tanggapin nyo man o hindi, ang mayaman, iba ang attitude sa classroom niyan. Yung mga may trabaho pa sa bahay pag umuwi, iba rin ang attitude niyan. Ganon ka-challenging ang inyong kinukuhang kurso. Ano? Na dapat nyo maintindihan at this point in time. Okay? So thank you to our presenter. Pwedeng maging teacher ang ating presenter. No? First year